And a very good morning to you, Grenada, and the rest of the world. And I've got you under my skin. Georgie feeling nice this morning. Georgie feeling nice. You know, sometimes you get this gut feeling, boy, everything's going your way and it's going to be one hell of a morning. That's the kind of morning I have. I've got you under my skin. Eat your heart out, Winty. Huh? Eat your heart out. You wish you could sing. I know you can dance, but you can't sing. Anyway, folks, a very good morning to you, and welcome to today's edition of Gudday Grenada. I'm the guy, George, and today happens to be the 12th day of, where are we? June. And yeah, it's going to be a fun morning here. It really is going to be a fun morning. And let me get right into it, and you'll understand why. First of all, we got some serious news for you. We have a little tip from the Ministry of Education that there's going to be a delay in the release of the CPEA results for 2019. And as if that wasn't bad enough, you're also being advised, folks, to please be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for counterfeit notes, EC dollars, yeah. The ECCB has issued a warning. Apparently the FIU has now confirmed things here in Grenada. Actually, you're going to find out about this in just a wee bit. Yeah, we do have a national report for you this morning. They had a hiatus yesterday, but the national report is back. And the reason why Georgie Porgy is so pumped up, you know, let me rather than just telling you, let me show you. Take a look. If you take a look up there, you see the lady who joins us every Wednesday morning, and we've been planning this now for a long time, that this morning we are going to have a menage a trois, if I beg your pardon, a three-way hookup. Me and Ray Roberts here, and Sherron. Take a look. At the bottom of that picture, if you look at that picture, see, well, there he is. He just couldn't stay away. He's come up there all smiling this morning with his diving masks on, his goggles. Hello, Winty, a very good morning to you, sir. And yeah, boy, Ray is not going to be joining us by Zoom. Ray says he is actually coming in and sitting here this morning. So that's what I meant when I said we have one hell of a morning. And guess what? He promised that he'd be here at about 9:15. He usually gets here at about 9:30. 9:30, 25 to 10. Well, he said he's going to be here this morning at 9:15. So that should be in about, 11 minutes or so from now. So let's get cracking. Before I crack this egg, just let me say good morning to the folks here. Fitzroy saying good morning, and Margaret's wishing you guys a happy Wednesday. And Sherron says, how are you happy so? Well, I just told you, that's why I'm so happy, man. It's going to be a good morning. Somebody, hold on. Jorge Murillo Yepes is saying the sound is too low. Sherron, are you hearing me loud and clear? Sherron's hearing me loud. Turn your volume up, Jorge, because my thingy here is all cranked all the way up. Benedict Cador says, wonderful Wednesday. Arthur Langine is saying, good Wednesday morning, my brother George and company. You are joyful this young man. And you ain't seen nothing yet. You only seen the smile on my face when you look at your monitor. But I got my nails all done up too, you know. And the weave and everything. Wait a minute, I'm putting that on in a little while. Serious business going on here this morning, okay? Serious business. You thought you were dealing with a straight guy? Okay. Sherron said, Margaret says, Sherron, I was wondering the same thing. You ain't see pretty shirt? Pretty shirt. There's a gift from the Full Gospel Businessmen's Fellowship, man. That's just a gift, which I really do appreciate. All gifts. let's see here. Margaret says, "What, George? Didn't know you were a naughty boy. Menage a trois?" Well, it depends on the interpretation you give to it, young lady. Don't put words in my mouth. Anyway, Sherron says, "I'm trying to see the logo on his shirt." I guess you just saw Dennis Perkins pop up there. That's a new feature. They just updated the software that we use for these broadcasts, and you're going to see all kinds of strange stuff happening. Anyway, Margaret says, "There's a bit of an echo chamber effect at your end." Echo chamber? All right. I hope it's gone if there's an echo chamber. Joycey Smith, hello Joycey. Still enjoying Grenada for another few days. Well, I certainly hope you enjoy the rest of your stay, my dear. Now, let's get down to brass tacks. It's 7 minutes after the hour. The Ministry of Education, Human Resource Development, and Religious Affairs says that due to technical challenges with the processing of the data for the Caribbean Primary Exit Assessment, the Caribbean Examination Council has advised them of a delay in the re-release of the results for 2019. Okay, that was the sad news I had to pass on to you. The Council has given the reassurance that it is making every effort to have the quality assurance processes completed within the shortest possible time, and the ministry will notify all stakeholders as soon as the results become available. Okie dokie? All right, now, next. The Financial Intelligence Unit of the Royal Grenada Police Force has confirmed that a sum of counterfeit EC paper notes has been confiscated in Grenada. The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, therefore, is advising the public to be alert when conducting transactions. The ECCB further advises that features of genuine EC paper notes that you should be looking for include: 1. Golden fishes on the back of the note, around the silver compass rose, where there is an area printed with a special iridescent ink, which has a gold sheen. Can you remember all that? When the note is moved around in the light, the image of several fishes appear and disappear. I didn't know that, but try it out. 2, look for a highly reflective silver foil at the top right-hand corner of the front of the note, which shows the denomination and the letters ECCB in small print. Second thing to look for when you're trying to determine whether these notes are counterfeit or not. 3rd, a horizontal security thread, which is visible on the front of the notes and shows the letters ECCB and the denomination value. And 4thly, there's a watermark depicting Queen Elizabeth on the left-hand side of the front of the note, which can be seen when held up to the light. All right? The watermark is perfectly aligned on the back of the note. Now, if you didn't get all that, check out GRENADABROADCAST.com, because this story is up there as well. So just to keep your little butt safe, make sure that you don't have any counterfeit notes in your possession, go check out the story and compare your notes. The ECCB also reminds the public that counterfeit EC notes have no value and that it is a criminal offense to use or be in possession of counterfeit notes. If you think you may be in possession of counterfeit EC notes, please take them to the nearest police station or to the ECCB agency office. And that's just near the entrance to the tunnel, St. Matthew and Moncton Streets, downtown, okay? Behind courts, if you will. Returning here now, let's see here. Donna Joseph is saying good morning to the entire crew on the platform. You don't believe me? Watch. Donna Joseph says, good morning, Gigi, and the entire crew on this platform. See that? Well, from now on, that's a new feature we got. Okie dokie. Let's take a break. Come back with your favorite national report.
Grenadian General Insurance Company, strength and stability. Grenadian General Insurance Company, tell your friends, tell your family. We cover householders comprehensive, motor and even fire too. Contractors all risk burglary, public liability, professional indemnity, directors liability, and wait, we still have more. Come and find out more what you're waiting for.
We are located on Scott Street, St. George's. For more information, call 440-2434.
Tell everybody.
Boy, yo, they gonna fly with kite now. The wind picking up.
I'm coming. Karim, what you doing?
Fly my kite.
Yeah, but not here. You can't fly kite near power lines, boy.
Why not? The wind good.
Because mommy say, kite threads conduct electricity.
Yeah, kite. He's right. If your kite gets stuck in power lines, it can cause power outages, or even worse, it can get shocked.
Come, let's go and fly them in the pasture.
Yeah, that makes sense. Kite threads conduct electricity. Do not fly kites near overhead power lines. This can lead to electric shocks and power outages. If your kite gets stuck in power lines, do not try to retrieve it. Release it and call GRENADA. Always fly kites in open areas. Keep your kites far away from roads. And remember, always clean up after yourself.
GRENADA, energizing our Grenada.
Juve chocolates, cocoa nibs, and cocoa balls from Diamond Estate Grenada are now available at Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, Amazon.co.uk, and GrenadaMarket.com. Try their sensational touch of nutmeg and a touch of ginger chocolates, 75% dark and rich, 100% pure cocoa, and their 60% dark and sweet chocolate bars today. Amazon Prime members enjoy free shipping on these orders in the USA, Canada, and Europe. GrenadaMarket.com. When you can't come to the island, the products of the island will come to you.
Parametric insurance policy to be launched for fisherfolk next month. Details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news for Tuesday, June 11th, I am Leslie Ann Johnson. Grenada will launch a new facility next month that is designed to support climate resilience by protecting the food security of fisherfolk and promoting sustainable livelihood in the fishing sector. COAST, the Caribbean Ocean Assets Sustainability Facility, is being implemented in collaboration with the Caribbean Catastrophe Risk Insurance Facility, the CCRIF. Senator Winston Garraway, Minister with Responsibility for Disaster Management and Information, spoke briefly to the facility when he addressed the 151st meeting of the Sustainable Development Council on Friday.
The World Bank came in with the technical team, along with technical team from CRIF and did the necessary consultation to find the information that is necessary to come up with a parametric insurance policy that in the event of excessive rainfall or storm surge or hurricane that could cause severe damage to the fishing stock and the fishers' equipment and just name it, there will be the initial payout to bring us back to close to where we were prior to the event.
The parametric insurance will be an additional incentive for the fishing industry in the Tri-Island state. Grenada is adopting a multi-sectoral approach towards combating money laundering and financial terrorism as it prepares for the fourth round of mutual evaluation in 2020. In light of this, the Financial Intelligence Unit and the Caribbean Financial Action Task Force are engaging various sectors of the economy for 3 days on the role they can play in curbing money laundering and other financial crimes. The Caribbean Financial Action Task Force, CPEA, mutual evaluation of Grenada will be conducted in June 2020. Head of the FIU, Tafawa Pierre, says Grenada is edging closer to formulating its local anti-money laundering regime after carefully heeding to the 40 recommendations of the Financial Action Task Force. The FATF recommendations are the internationally endorsed global standards against money laundering and terrorist financing, which increase transparency and enable countries to successfully take action against any illicit use of their financial systems.
Ensuring that it meets the requisite standard, not just through technical compliance, but most importantly, through effectiveness. We are therefore at a critical juncture and stage of the mutual evaluation process. This training for the next 3 days acts as a precursor to the mutual evaluation process, which will be conducted in Grenada in June of 2020. And indeed, it is a capacity building block as we seek in-depth and greater understanding of the process.
Attorney General and Chairman of the Anti-Money Laundering and Combating Terrorism Commission, Darshan Ramdani, described the workshop as timely. He outlined government's plans to collaborate with every sector to build a solid financial infrastructure that can combat financial crimes.
The government of Grenada is cognizant of the fact that the international financial sector is plagued with a multiplicity of threats and vulnerabilities to money laundering and terrorism financing, and therefore joins with the CPEA member jurisdictions to implement legislation to safeguard its financial infrastructure. We have been taking steps to build a solid financial infrastructure in order to combat money laundering, terrorism financing, and the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction within the region throughout the world. We are all touched by it. The government have agreed to employ and have adopted a multi-sectorial approach to combat money laundering.
Participants of the workshop include government departments, financial institutions, and designated non-financial businesses and professions. This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Every summer, the Spice Island of Grenada is transformed into the Caribbean's biggest party, Spice Man. Come experience the warmth of our people, trending theme fats, the revelry, the pageantry, and why we are the Jab Nation. The Kids Our Future shines on August 3rd in the Children's Carnival Frolic and the Junior Calypso Show. 7 beauties take center stage as the Queen of Carnival is crowned on majestic Thursday, August 8th. The prestigious Soca and Groovy Monarchs are crowned on Carnival Friday night, August 9th. Enjoy the pulsating rhythms of the Still Pan at the Junior and the Senior Panorama on Carnival Saturday, August 10th, and Real Steel, August 17th. The March Gras crowns the Calypso Monarch on Carnival Sunday, August 11th. 2 days of frolicking in the Caribbean sun kicks off on Monday morning, August 12th, with the biggest juve in the world, followed by pageant and Monday night mass. The creativity and splendor of our mass parades on the road Carnival Tuesday, August 13th. Join us in the Jab Nation of Grenada, August 8th to 12th for Spice Mass 2019. Many events, one carnival.
Continuing the news, Grenada has again been praised for its leadership role in anti-corruption practices, management and leadership skills being emulated by other Commonwealth member countries. It was singled out at the start of a 3-day review workshop on the work of Grenada's Center of Excellence Series Senior Leadership and Management Training. While praising Grenada's role, Interim Advisor and Head of Public Sector Governance of the Commonwealth Secretariat, Dr. Roger Karanteng, also warned against complacency.
We want to know, we want to hear from you. We want to know how it has benefited you. We want to know what can we do better, what can we do next. Because when you are with the winning horse, you want to make sure that the winning horse is always in good shape. But I must also warn you, because the chairman makes complacency. When the Secretary General mentioned that Grenada is the leader in terms of the pace setter, the trailblazer, as far as the Commonwealth Secretary is concerned, within the Commonwealth Caribbean, people now turn to me, and everybody wants me to come to their country to do what I've done in Grenada over there. So that means that you're going to have competitors.
The Integrity Commission has been collaborating with the Commonwealth Secretariat and the Department of Public Administration to host workshops that cover areas in management, leadership, ethics, anti-corruption, and corporate governance, among others. The chairman of the Integrity Commission, Lady Anande Trotman Joseph, is pleased that Grenada's hard work is being recognized internationally.
Grenada was lauded by the Commonwealth Secretary General, Baroness Patricia Scotland, as indeed being the organization among us here in the region that is standing head and shoulders above the others in terms of our effort and our commitment to our work. It is this that I want to flag and once again recognize the committed and selfless work of the technical staff and the commissioners of the Integrity and Anti-Corruption Commission of Grenada. Because we're small, we work hard, we are committed, even at times we're required by law to be quiet and secret about what we do, we have to do it. And the Baroness Scotland validated our course of work as she called on the others to follow the path of doing their duty, of investigating corruption.
Participants include chief executive officers and persons in leadership positions from statutory bodies and various stakeholders, including the Department of Audit, Office of the Ombudsman, the Media Association, civil society, and others. The Fire Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force is partnering with the National Disaster Management Agency, NADMA, to ensure safety and security of all during the Atlantic hurricane season. Sergeant Adrian Panchu says while its substantive role is that of fire prevention, the department has an essential role to play in disaster mitigation.
The Fire Department plays an integral role as it relates to disaster management. And whenever there's a hurricane or so forth, the Fire Department is one of the main agency which would come in the aftermath to do a lot of the search and rescue and also some of the clearing of roads, especially as it relates to clearing of roads to get people to hospitals and the airport. That is one of the main functions that the Fire Department has, along with other entities as it relates to getting persons to the airport if they would have to fly out for medical reasons, also to the hospital for medical treatment.
Sergeant Panchu is urging Grenadians to be vigilant at all times to minimize the effects of a natural disaster.
So we're asking as much persons as possible, whenever they see programs come on as it relates to disaster preparedness or so forth, to take it seriously, because we never know when an emergency can occur and that you will need to go into action. We want persons to be prepared, because the more prepared you are, at the end of the day, we'll be able to save lives and property.
And that's the National Report. I'm Leslie Ann Johnson.
Alrighty, folks, that's going to take care of your national report on this midweek Wednesday morning. And our time's now moved down to 26 minutes after the hour. Some comments here this morning on social media. In that newscast, I'm not going to go into all the details, but mention was made of Baroness Scotland. And Margaret, when she saw that, she came up here and said, Baroness Scotland and anti-corruption, DWL, which I think means dying with laughter. She went on to say, seems kind of oxymoronic. Yeah, have some more coffee, George. Seems kind of oxymoronic to me, you know, like putting the mongoose in the hen house. And Fitzroy Adams says, is she for real? Yeah, folks. Arthur Langard says, look what's been taking place in the SSU with chicken. I don't know, Arthur. I have not been monitoring what's been going on down there at the SSU. They got so many other concrete things to think about, but you know, maybe you'd like to share with us. Dennis Charles is sending his blessings to all Grenadians. And yeah, that's going to take care of it before the time being. Well, folks, it's now, let's see, 27 after the hour. I told you that Ray was going to be here this morning at 9:15. I didn't see him, but I'm pretty darn sure he's coming. He's probably just got tied up in traffic. It's horrendous trying to get around the Gloom Road at this time of the day. Anyhow, let's take a little break because, take a look. See them? Why is Sherron sitting so far in the background this morning? Are you making way for hubby? Or you ran out of chairs? Now she's going to get a little closer now. I'm not hearing you guys because I haven't got your volume turned on, but anyhow, Sherron and Winty are here, and they are going to be joined very shortly by our buddy, Ray Roberts.
My name is Gudday Grenada. I've been a confectionery maker 16 years now. Well, as a child growing up, my grandmom always make fudge and always make any candies, cakes, as I remember. And I always have an interest in that, you know? It's like when I'm in the kitchen, I'm very happy. If you're making coconut fudge, you just grate the coconut, you squeeze the milk, and then you strain it, then you add your sugar, and then you put it to boil. And then after, when you reach a certain stage, you get thick. So you got to beat it. Then after, when you beat it, you pour it out. And then wait for a few minutes to get hard. And then you slice it, you cut it, and then after you break it up, and then you package it. Yeah. Providing food fair 16 years now. I remember when I just go dropping in the fudge, I was a bit younger too, and I met Miss Harris. So I went in and I said, you know, I have a product here, some fudge. I was wondering if y'all would be interested to take some fudge or candies from me. I showed her, she said, you look very nice, you know? So she said, I'll try it. So she told me to bring back some another day. So that's when I started, but Miss Harris took it from me, and then they would start, so, you know. I had a good relationship with them. Of course, I felt special, you know, at least somebody taking my thing local and, you know, other people can see it, because if it's, I just have it, not much people come, a lot of people comes in, they're foreigners. So it was kind of special, you know, and especially when I go in there, all the workers is very nice to me. If I pass and they say, Kizzy, you bringing anything this week? The thing finished, you know, they always look out for me. That's what I like. The atmosphere is nice in there. My name is Gudday Grenada. I work with Food Fair to provide you with sweet treats.
A natural disaster can change your life in minutes. Preparation is the best protection for your family and business. Prepare now. create a disaster plan, and make sure everyone knows what to do. Store water, non-perishable food, and medication. Remember basic emergency supplies such as batteries and flashlights. Trim overhanging trees. If trees near power lines are unsafe to trim, call GRENADAB at 237 for assistance or advice. Install surge protectors to safeguard your electrical devices against outages and intermittent surges. For more information, visit grenadac.com.
GRENADAB, energizing our Grenada.
I'm always on the move. Training, traveling, competing. So it's good to know I have Co-op Bank in the palm of my hand.
Introducing e-banking, one of many customer convenience services from Grenada Cooperative Bank, and there's more to come.
It's swift, simple, and secure.
Welcome home.
Alrighty, folks, alrighty. Take a look, take a look. The three heavyweights of cricket. Huh? Would you believe that? Yeah. My dear friends, Sherron Roberts from left to right. Sherron Roberts, Mr. Winthrop, and Mr. Roberts. No relation between 1 and 3, okay? Good morning, Sherron. Why am I not hearing you, Sherron? Huh? Hang on a sec. We're going to try and do an alternative setup here for you and see if this will. Hold on a sec. Yeah, okay. Sherron, Winty, and Ray. Good morning, Mr. Robertson. How are you, sir?
Just away from cricket to come to your program and to join with the experts.
Which cricket match is on this morning?
Australia and Pakistan.
Australia and Pakistan.
Right.
I think the only one I saw the other day was Australia and India.
Right.
Yeah. And yeah, that was pretty exciting. Well, you know what? I'm going to take a back seat this morning and let you gentlemen go at it. Just no armed combat here. Just decent back and forth. Let's start with you, Winty.
Okay, I start with a no. Australia lost their last 5 wickets for 21 runs.
Uh-oh.
and made 307, and it's quite possible that Pakistan can make that. We'll see.
Okay.
Ray, hello.
You wanted to jump in, Ray?
Well, I just wanted to ask him, and I'll ask perhaps Sherron, with all this cricket appetizer, it's a main course, it's the dessert. I want to ask Sherron, how is her great friend, her partner, surviving all of this?
Boy, let me tell you something. The mood in this place. If you wear your cap that says West Indies, everybody on the train stopping you. We want West Indies in the final. Everybody upset about that Sri Lankan umpire and the way he treated West Indies when they played with Australia. I don't know if you read Michael Holden's comment.
Did read it.
Everybody pissed because I was sitting there and we're thinking, and if he had the people boo every time the umpire give them a wide. It was so one-sided. And then as you notice, I'm sure you watched the game, right, Ray?
That's correct.
On 2 occasions, they call out for Gale. And when he challenged it, Gale wasn't out. And twice for Holder. And they challenged it and Holder wasn't out. And then the big no ball that he didn't give and what should have been a free hit was when Gale got out. The people, the British supporting the West Indies, even the Australians, I was amazed. I was sitting in the front of 2 Australians, and when Smith and Warner came on, they started to boo. I had to tell them, oh gosh, time to forgive them and move on. Because it was, they're not at all popular. So West Indies, the spirit is there, they're playing good, and the people are behind them.
And George, we need to find out how did our great friend Winty accepted all of this happening, the revelation of Sherron, which we all certainly saw. And here is my great friend, the great dancer, the man who has the greatest pride in West Indies cricket. Sherron, I would imagine how he sat by you, said nothing or did something.
Well, the bottom line is that we are on course. South Africa got away the other day by the rain. You know, we had them 7 overs, we had them 29 for 2. And we were going well, because once you get Amla out early, you could bowl out South Africa for a low score. But it's the weather is going to have an impact on the eventual outcome, because when a game is not complete, each team gets one point. So we ought to have got 2 points against South Africa, but so be it. I was very pleased that India beat Australia the other day, because that was not necessarily expected. And right now, West Indies, we have played 2, we have played 3, we won 1. We won 1 convincingly against Pakistan. Australia, in spite of the umpiring issues, and in spite of the fact that we didn't play our best game, because actually, we just had 289 to win, and we didn't have to go blasting out after time. It was 1 run per ball, but okay, I have no big difficulty with that. We got overexcited, and we fell short by 15 runs. But in spite of all that, we are on course. We lost 1, we got 1 point from 1, and if we are able to win 6 games, we are in the semifinals. I'm coming up in the as Sherron was saying last night, a guy sees me on the road and he says, West Indies in the semifinals. Everybody is looking at our team and recognizing that we are a force to be reckoned with. And I think one of the issues that is apparent is that once we got rid of Cameron was a millstone around our necks. The players have a new energy. We have a complete pool to call on. and Holder is doing a good job of keeping the team together. They have not quite gelled completely yet.
It's going to take time. It's going to take time.
That run out of Hetmeyer was critical with Shea Hope, you know. But we Puran, Hetmeyer, Hope. I mean, these boys are batting beautifully, and I hope Bravo can get into stride.
Winty, let me ask you a quick question here. You said that if we win 6 games, we're in the final.
No, we're in the semifinals.
We're in the semifinal. Okay. How many games do we have left?
Each team plays 9 matches, and we have played 3 so far.
Okay.
And
so
we play England and Southampton on Friday, and Sherron and I will be there to see that game, that match.
Okay.
And, I expect us to beat England. Now, Wood has been making some noises about Jofra Archer, saying Jofra Archer is going to come for us. But Reefer has pointed out, the coach says, look, we know Jofra Archer. He plays with us under 19, under 17. He's opted for England, okay. But we can deal with Archer. I mean, what Wood is saying is Archer's going to get Gale early. But we will see. We will see.
George, let me ask Sherron a question. Sherron, what soup you giving Doc? That he has all this confidence that I don't know who else got it. It has to be something you are providing Doc with this special energy. I can't understand Doc.
You know, there is a talk about the woman behind the man and all this kind of thing. This woman is beside the man, because I was in love with cricket long before I met him. I remember as a kid, when my dad is home, we would stay up in the nights. If they're playing in Australia, we up all night listening to cricket. I knew all the guys like Paul Sheehan and Venkat Raghavan and all these fellas. So I'm in cricket long before meeting him. And it's a pleasure to have a partner who's so passionate about everything.
That's
as you
correct.
see for yourself.
That's correct.
About dancing, about teaching. You know, I remember sitting on the wall in front of the embassy one day, waiting to be picked up. And there's 2 students waiting for a bus. And they're chatting about their classes and so on. One of them said, if all our tutors were like Dr. Wilshire, I would love to go to school because he's such fun, you know? And that's who he is. About any subject, about bridge, he's almost like a fanatic about anything that he's involved
What about
with.
Reiki?
I want to as Sherron is talking about cricket history, in 1950, Frank Worrell made 261 in Trent Bridge. And I was listening on the radio. I was 12 years old. And it was such a pleasure for me to be in Trent Bridge last week and to see 2 games, 2 matches, West Indies playing, you know. It was like, wow. Cricket is my blood. Life is about passion, and life is about being optimistic.
Doc, I certainly, you're inspiration to me. I have never met Doc a day when he cannot shine some light on West Indies cricket from a positive perspective. They've been beaten. But I think, I agree with you, Friday's game, George, Sherron, Doc, I think will be a crucial game. I think having had this 5-match series in the Caribbean 2.5 months ago, West Indies certainly will not be down-spirited. I think they have the belief that they can take on England on their own turf and be the winner. So I look forward. In fact, I'm not going to be disturbed watching cricket on Friday.
But you know, we only have 6 matches left, which means that we have to win every match now, don't we, Winty?
No, hold on. Remember, we have 3 points, okay? 6 is the minimum number. But if we have, and it depends, of course, on the permutations and combinations, depends on who beats who and who loses to whom, all right? Pakistan surprised England the other day, all right? And so that if South Africa seems to be out of it. They've lost 3 matches and then they got 1 point, just 1 point from all match. So they're out of it. I expect Bangladesh and Afghanistan to fall by the wayside. New Zealand is a team that has to be watched because they have not dropped a point yet. All right? They play India shortly. So it very much depends on who beats whom. For instance, if one team wins 9 games, that could depress the ability of other teams. So it's fairly early days yet, But the West Indies is not afraid of any team, and several teams are afraid of the West Indies.
I saw an article, George, and it says, dangerous West Indies. I'm now beginning to feel that you wrote this article in one of the major newspapers in England.
Look, when Cottrell comes on to bowl initially, the first few overs, and then after about 6 overs, we bring in Ocean Thomas. I mean, at 150 kilometers per hour. These guys don't like that, you know. But what is another crucial factor is Russell's stamina. If Russell could bowl 10 overs, we could afford to leave out Brathwaite and play him with 3 quicks, because Roach came in the last game and he was bowling very well before the rain came, you know. And we have Gabriel in the background.
And when you talk about Cottrell, you realize somebody complained about Cottrell and the way he salutes when he take a wicket. And he had to explain to them that, look, he got time off from the Jamaica regiment to come and play. So the reality is when he gets a wicket and he salutes, he's not trying to intimidate the players as they were saying he was doing. But in effect, he's thanking his superiors for giving him the time out to come and play to represent West Indies.
Well, I would say one thing on that, Sherron, is that I think he adds a new, for me, it's something that it is added to cricket because it looks so unique. He's the first player I've ever seen done that on so consistent basis. So I don't think it takes away or it intimidates anybody. I think it's just a unique player with a unique response to success.
He is awesome. And you look at, I mean, to be on the grounds while these guys playing, it was phenomenal. When Gail, you know, the commentator is talking and they say Gail's moving like while they're feeling like he's hardly walking from one state point to the other, and almost as if he heard them, he feel the ball and he turned around and he bowed, and the whole place just erupted, you know. And whenever he came near to the boundary, people would start clap and whistle, and they're really enjoying the West Indians.
And Shea Hope has improved by leaps and bounds behind the wicket, you know. He's been taking some excellent catches.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Doc, I know you're familiar with that territory because that was the hallmark of West Indian cricket under Lloyd in particular. That is the revival of short pitch bowling. Against Pakistan, it was a discussion. Against Australia, it was a discussion. From your perspective, are we back to what we were best at?
Yes, and what's more, somebody like Russell is capable of bowling short pitch balls that are not going to the level of over the shoulder, so you can bowl 4 or 5 of them per over, you know, because you only allowed 2 above the shoulder. And that is intimidating batsmen. I mean, I've seen at Trent Bridge, the Pakistani guys didn't know what hit them, you know, when we bowled them out for 105. But I was happy that we did that to them because we had a score to settle with Pakistan. We had a score to settle with them.
Tell me how Butler is going to handle that tomorrow. I mean, on Friday. Butler handling the rising ball consistently into the tummy.
Right. Now, they didn't play Russell against South Africa, and I wasn't sure whether it was because he was injured or they just wanted to arrest him. We have to see how that goes on. We have to see what our team is on Friday, because that is another important factor. Because they're afraid of Russell both with the bat and the ball.
But you think Butler, who has been very consistent with the bat for England, along with Jason Roy and Root. You think they will be able to handle it? That West Indies.
Well, Butler and Bairstow, those are the two I fear most on the England batting team. I'm not afraid of Root. In fact, the longer Root bats, the worse it is for England. Remember, both Root and Bairstow made hundreds against Pakistan and they lost because they batted too slowly in the middle overs.
Confidence, Doc, as usual. Well, you need to keep George at least. I know George likes sports, but I would want to see him become one of you in cricket.
You know, all kidding aside, you know, I have openly confessed my loss of affinity for the love of cricket over the years. My father made a big cricket fan out of me, but over the years, like a lot of people in the Caribbean, that appetite dwindled. But I'll tell you something, Sherron. Thanks to meeting that husband of yours, this man, whether it's just for the humor or what, I don't know, but he has a knack of capturing my attention. And I actually find myself wondering, hey, when is the next match? Will I have time to take a look at the next? Yeah, I'm actually doing that. And I thought to myself, hey, Winty may be reconverting me. You know, maybe I'm going to be born again.
You know something, George? I'm all about positive, being positive and sending positive vibes. And I'm calling on your listeners and everybody there. You know, send the guys some love. Send them some positive energy.
Some Reiki.
And yesterday, you too, send some positive love to these guys. They can feel it. You know, just like how sometimes you're feeling down and you're wondering, you have a little Eric and you wonder who calling your name, who bad talking you and all this kind of thing. Send some positive energy. Give them some love.
Well, I'm sure we're going to have a lot of converts of the nature of Doc. Because really and truly, you know, just listening to Doc, and I repeat it again, you get a new inspiration for West Indies cricket. You know, I remember when England were in the Caribbean. I see to Doc, that's going to be 3-0 in the test, 5-0 in the one day, and 3-0 in the T20. I'm all wrong. Doc came up with some theory of rising to the occasion, and it proved exactly. And look, England again. I mean, I couldn't see them doing that well in the World Cup, considering, you know, the recent history. And again, you find energy that many of us perhaps. Well, I'll say one thing. I'm happy you mentioned that. In Grenada, we're not here in a single of our local station broadcasting the game. I'm more talking about radio because I know the television thing is very expensive. And that would be a good thing. Hopefully we can rekindle. Because Sherron, Doc, as you know, George, each basketball team in the United States, Canada, ice hockey, they have a little radio. And you can tune into it as you sit in your car. I think cricket needs, I don't know if West Indies Cricket Board or a local station or whatever, but I think we need to have that kind of energy again. Because yes, you can pick it up on your cell phone, but you're driving, you can't pick it up on your cell phone when you're driving. But the radio is on. So I think we need to rekindle that kind of spirit that George spoke about with his father, that Dr. Wilshire spoke about when he was 12 years old. And you talk about, I remember those days with my uncle, Australia, West Indies in Australia, up for the whole night.
You know, Winty, I just want to pay tribute here, give credit where credit is due. I think Grenada needs a lot more like you and Sherron. We become very, very cynical over the years, very, very negative. You know, we always see the worst in everything. But people like you who, despite the odds, have the gall to stand up and support the West Indies in the manner in which you have. Boy, we can't afford to let people like you slip through our hands. And
George,
eh?
George, it's not only Grenada. I remember in Trinidad in the early 80s when West Indies began to win. Caribbean people was saying, oh, those other teams are weak. I said, no, we are strong. Give us our pips, we are strong. And after we began to win routinely, people began to get blasé and say, okay, West Indies will win again. And they were beginning to lose, the young people were beginning to lose interest in cricket because it was routine that we would win.
Yeah.
And after a time, when we started to lose again, then is when they started to get fidgety and, and then Bartog, the West Indies team. But we were on top for 17 years straight. 15 years, from 1980 to 1995, when we lost that test match, that series in Barbados against Australia. I'm saying, my point is, yesterday is always history. If we do badly today, tomorrow we have the possibility of doing very well. And that is my philosophy.
Right. I'm buying into that one.
The important thing is, they got rid of Cameron, so things totally get better from here. And that was my thing. I used to be so mad every time I hear Cameron. Remember, I had a joke about that morning after the voting. Winthrop is getting ready to go to work, and I said, "How are you going? How are you feeling?" He said, "Oh, chance man." I said, "Why you song so down?" I said, "We got rid of Cameron and you song so." He said, "No, Cameron won." I said, "Boy, no, Cameron lost." He was looking at the old thing that when the time before, the voting before, when he double checked and he saw Cameron won.
Lost.
I mean, Skerrit.
Saw Skerrit won and Cameron lost. Listen to me, my house, the whole neighborhood heard him scream, I was wondering why he sung so down and Skerrit won.
I knew it was transformational, because now it could be, the only way to go was up.
Exactly.
Keep taking us there, Winty. Keep taking us.
Cameron was too focused on his own ego and not on the West Indies team and what was good for the West Indies.
Right.
All right, Winty, we're going to be calling. So you're not going to be up there for the whole series, right?
No. We come back home next week, Monday.
Okay.
You're going to go back for the final, though? I can't believe that.
I don't know about that.
Well, you got to get to school to give me some time.
But what I know is that we will be in the final.
Winty, even when you get back here, I sure hope, one way or another, I sure hope we can continue this dialogue, because it has been really not just informative, but also very entertaining, and I do appreciate it. Okay, guys. So you're gonna go play. You're gonna go play tours today and drive around the British hillside.
Well, actually, I still haven't connected with your friend who's on the program. Make we chat.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, if you could send her my contact, I'm here until Monday. But when we get off here now, I'm going to check out the neighborhood because this is where I used to live.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to try
my old house and see if some of the folks are still around. And then tomorrow is what, Thursday? Tomorrow we free, and then Friday is cricket.
And then you go to the travel agency to reconfirm your tickets and head back home on Monday.
Actually, we're still teaching while he's up here, so we have a class.
Okay.
So.
Sherron and Winty, thanks a lot, my friends.
Take care.
I really do appreciate it. And Ray, you too. Thank you very much, sir.
Wonderful experience with these two people.
Oh,
very best message. And we have to get Doc back to the final. George, we can't do less, George.
Bye, Max. I see you tomorrow.
Okie doke. All right. So, Ray, well, you're heading into town, run errands now, right?
Yes, I'm going to go pay some bills. I think I have to pay the government their property tax and car insurance. So I have to do some of this.
Okay. Well, you have a good time. Do whatever you do. And today's only Wednesday, so we still have some time before the weekend.
That's correct.
I wonder, Sherron, you still there? Hold on a sec. Sherron, there's something I wanted to ask you about. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you, loud and clear.
Sherron, a Petit Martinique lady, and I heard that things went very well in Petit Martinique for the festival a couple of days ago, okay? And I wanted to ask you something. I saw a competition on Facebook, apple eating, where, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know.
Ray, people, let me see if I can also bring Ray up in this picture here, because I thought this was really, really wild. People actually, you have a bucket of water, and people sit in front of this bucket. There's an apple floating in this bucket of water, and they try to eat the apple. Take it from there, Sherron. Tell me, what do you have to do to win this?
You have to eat the apple. You have to at least bite the apple, and once you get the apple in your mouth, you can eat it, but you can't use your hand.
You have to eat seeds and everything?
Well, not really, but you eat the apple, just like you eat an apple. But remember, Petit Martinique people are good at diving, eh? So if you could dive down to get the apple, and you dive and you bite the apple. Once you get it in your mouth, that's half the job done.
Anything for a laugh, boy. I admire you folks up there. Okay, thanks a lot, Sherron. All right, folks, let's say goodbye to Sherron and Winty and to Ray, folks.
Thank you, George.
And let me take a quick little break here, and we'll come back and wrap it up.
Juve chocolates, cocoa nibs, and cocoa balls from Diamond Estate Grenada are now available at Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, Amazon.co.uk, and GrenadaMarket.com. Try their sensational touch of nutmeg and a touch of ginger chocolates, 75% dark and rich, 100% pure cocoa, and their 60% dark and sweet chocolate bars today. Amazon Prime members enjoy free shipping on these orders in the USA, Canada, and Europe. GrenadaMarket.com. When you can't come to the island, the products of the island will come to you.
Alrighty, folks, we're going to wrap up today's segment with just a very simple thought. Because I know it's something that's worked for me over the years, and I hope it does for you as well. We live in a very stressed out environment. I think anybody will tell you things ain't easy. Well, you know, life has never been easy. And not just for us. I mean, going back years ago, people have been having stress all along. But there's a passage which it's meant a lot to me, and it's helped me to cope and get by. And it simply says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. You know, we always seem to have preconceived ideas as to the way things should work out. And the stress really comes when those things don't work out the way we think they should. But instead, like the scripture says, in all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. And pilgrims, I've seen that play out time and time and time again in this humble life of mine. For that, I am eternally grateful. Okay, pilgrims, on that note, I wish you and yours a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me this morning. And by God's grace, let's hang out again tomorrow morning.